What is up, my gold and silver bugs out in the YouTube world? This is Bar911970, and as always, thank you for watching my video. Alright guys, a couple of people have been hungering for some silver videos, so that's what I'm going to make today. As we see, we're seeing another little smackdown of the gold and silver, which obviously, for those of you who are looking long-term and don't worry about these scare tactics that the Fed and the government and the banks are trying to apply to us, we see this as another chance to get more, to continue building our stack, and they're giving us a nice little discount. For those of you who are frustrated, well, that's to be expected. They are doing this to get you that way. They're getting you to get to the point where you get fed up, where you actually give up, you stop buying, or you sell your position. And when you get rid of your physical position, that gives them an opportunity to get it because they need it. So, like I always say, think like the enemy. This is how they're going to keep you away from this. And like I've said before, when they try and manipulate people, it's like a rat in a maze. They put specific walls up to steer that mouse in the direction they want it to go. That's one of the reasons, despite how much, for example, bitcoins are going up, I'm very cautious about dumping all of my money into something like that, because you never know, in an instant, it could be gone. Now, so many people talk about how the government cannot touch things like bitcoins. Well, we'll find out. If you think that it's untouchable, you'll find out. That's why I recommend, and the majority of people that follow my channel agree, that physical gold and silver is going to be the way to go. Now, we saw it rise a little bit, and now it's pulled back. But as we've seen, it has not broken the $26 range, and I don't think it's going to. Now, if it does, it's going to be very temporary. It's not going to last. And the thing we have to understand is, I've seen so many people say, well, you know, when it got to 50, look how much it dropped since then. Well, this is what people need to pay attention to. When it did get close to 50, it was like 49 and change. It's like 49.90, somewhere in that area. It actually did not hit 50. It got very close, but close enough to say 50. When it started dropping, you saw $3 drops, $4 drops. I think there was a day it was up to almost $5 in drops. Now, the more money they print, and the more people who are buying physical silver, the more difficult it is for them to lower it significantly. Because as you've seen in recent times, even when the places like JP Morgan pump millions of ounces of paper silver to manipulate the paper price, because that's what this is right now, that you're seeing when you look at the charts, it's paper price. It's getting less and less as far as the significant drop. So instead of when it first started, when it was easier, they didn't have to pump as much paper silver, you'd see $3 and $4 drops. Now you're seeing 20 cent, 50 cent, maybe $1 drop, and then it recovers. So that's showing that it's getting to the point where we're close. I think we'll see another drop or two. Again, it's going to probably test the 26. And until it breaks 26, don't listen to the people that are telling you it's dropping to 10, 15, whatever. And even if it did, I could promise you this. For those of you who are trying to wait for rock bottom prices to be able to buy up, let's just say, for argument's sake, that silver drops to $15. If you think you're going to see any website selling silver for 15, 16, 17, 20, you're crazy. Because as you've seen the tactics of these online dealers and other places, you're going to see higher shipping and handling charges, higher fees to get the free shipping, you're going to see higher spot prices, you're going to see a lot of stuff all of a sudden not available, you're going to have plenty of stuff sold out, you're not going to get those prices. So even if it dropped to 15, good luck trying to find it at 15. Because I guarantee you, the majority of people who bought at 30 or bought at 40 are not going to be selling at 15. They're going to hold on to it. So this is why I want people to be careful about waiting for rock bottom prices. I really think, because we saw, when it got down to 26 the first couple of times, it was very hard to be able to get it. Not impossible, obviously. People can get it, but there were things sold out. There were websites, especially the first time it dropped down to 26. Every website that I would order from was, happened to just coincidentally all at the same time shut down for maintenance. And that's what I talk about bad ethics when it comes to business, and that the whole Chris Dwayne thing. Because, for example, businesses can do whatever they want. They have the right to do that. But honesty is the best way to get people to be confident in whatever you're doing. So, for example, if those stores said to their customers, well, we're shutting down our website because it got too low, we actually paid higher prices, and we really just can't afford to sell it, so unfortunately we have to shut down until it gets a little bit more reasonable, or we can buy a lower shipment to be able to handle this, people would respect them. But when they lie and say, all of them at the same time, we're fixing our computers or we have maintenance problems, well, then they're not being honest. They're deceiving their customer. That does not give faith in the company. So these are the things I talk about with business ethics. And even though Chris Dwayne gives amazing information, as a matter of fact, I watched his last video he just did a day or two ago. I loved it. I wish he would keep those kind of videos. I wish he would just talk about the problems instead of becoming this used car salesman and say, here, buy what I'm providing, whether it's his silver or not. This is the thing people don't seem to understand by the comments that I've seen on some of my videos that I've made. Nobody is a god. Everybody should be able to be questioned. There's nothing wrong with that. So keep that in mind when you fall in love with somebody. And that sometimes can be the trap. Like they said, if there's going to be an antichrist, they've always said he's not going to come out with horns and flames and evilness. It's going to be a person that's very charismatic, very friendly, very likable, somebody you'd want to follow. So remember, guys, be very weary of anyone. Not be afraid to question. It doesn't mean, like, for example, I'm not going to say, for example, Chris Dwayne, I'm not going to say he's an idiot, or he's a shyster, or he's the devil. No, but I'm not afraid to question his ethics from going from sending truthful information, getting all the people necessary to gather up a flock, selling the very thing he was building you up towards and profiting off of you, and then cutting out the smaller people because he's made enough money. To me, that is not good business ethics. Does that mean he's an evil person? I don't know him. I can't say, and I'm not here to judge somebody for that aspect. But I'm not afraid to question the intention. And that's why I've said things about Lindsey Williams, Max Kaiser, Alex Jones. That doesn't mean they're bad people, and it doesn't mean they give not good information. But we cannot take everybody at 100% face value. I want people to question me at times. And you notice anytime I've ever made a mistake or I do something wrong, I admit it. I realize that there could be a mistake that I might not have thought of at the time, and I try and move on. That's what integrity is all about. It doesn't make me perfect, but it gives me the opportunity to show you that you could trust in me to know that even if I do make a mistake or I go overboard or do something wrong, I will admit it, correct it, and move on. I won't just ignore it. I won't just delete it and pretend it never happened. I won't lie and make it into something it's not. That's the difference between a person that's showing they have integrity than a person who just kind of dismisses people and blocks every person that questions them. So I'm going to keep this video under 10 minutes. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you are somebody waiting for rock bottom prices of silver, you are pretty close. Don't wait until it hits absolute rock bottom. Don't be scared out because that's what they want, because you will see in another year or two, it might not even take that long, prices are going to be a lot higher than they are now. And a lot of people are going to look back and they're going to regret that they missed the boat. Don't be one of those people. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day. Quadruple piece. Good enough.